So now we're going to be talking about guerrilla filmmaking. For those that don't know what guerrilla filmmaking is essentially going out there and making something happen on a $0 budget and going into locations that you don't always have permits to go into. So I think this is a perfect lesson to learn when you're just starting out and you have $0 budget, because every filmmaker has done guerrilla filmmaking at one point or another. Now, Seth Jones, one of our producers on our team, he is phenomenal at this, and he has it down to a science for the most part. And he is going to be talking specifically about a couple projects he's had to make work. When I go to Seth and say, Seth, we don't have a single dollar to make this video happen, but I want you somehow to make this work, get 30 or 40 people to the shoot, and make it look amazing. So he's going to go into detail of how he does that and how he uses the resources he has to make those projects happen. So I think this is super practical, talking specifically for beginner filmmakers on how to use guerrilla filmmaking to your advantage to get the best video possible. So let's hear it from Seth.
All right, like Devin said, guerrilla filmmaking is one of those things that as a beginning filmmaker you're gonna have to do. The way we kind of go about that is first we come up with kind of a unique idea that we think people will be interested in seeing. Sometimes those ideas are a little bit too out of the box for brands to jump in on, so even though a brand doesn't want to get on it, that doesn't mean that we're not passionate about it and want to bring it to you. The first thing I always do is once I get an idea from Devin, then I go and I do some research to kind of figure out what that idea all entails and who I need to bring on that project. A good example of this is a blob video that we shot 2 summers ago. We did one, what was it, 3 or 4 summers ago, and we kind of wanted to go bigger and better and make this one just out of this world, right? So what I did first was, I was like, okay, we want to shoot this in an amazing location. Our first location was Lake Powell, so we wanted to film it in pretty much the same location just because it's so beautiful there. The next step I did is I contacted Mitch Mann. He's the vice president of boardco.com, and they actually own a houseboat down in Lake Powell. So we knew that if you jump off a houseboat, we can launch people up in the air. So we contacted Mitch to kind of help make this happen. Once they agreed to it, the next step was to go out and find the best blob there was. So we did a little bit of research and found that there was a local company here in Utah that rented them out, and they actually were part of a bigger company called Water Launch. Water Launch makes the best, biggest blobs, so we knew we'd be able to fly the highest, somewhere between 50 and 60 feet, which is really high if you consider going up and then coming back down. Lake Powell is a place where you're probably not going to be able to get a permit to do something like this. So what we did was we figured out a spot that was far enough off the beaten path that we probably wouldn't get seen. That's one of the best things when you're trying to film something on no budget, is you want to find a place that really is not that recognizable on film. The reason because you don't want people to actually know where you are.
So guerrilla filmmaking, when I started the YouTube channel back in 2010, I had $0 budget, so I just had to make it work. In order to get people to be willing to do things for free, I had to create amazing experience for them to make it worth their time to be doing that for free. So I lived in Hawaii for the first 10, 12 plus videos, and all the amazing talent I had in our videos was basically me funding really cool events such as tarp surfing. I would buy the tarp on Amazon for $100 roughly, and then I'd basically hold these events on Facebook by inviting my friends and having them invite their friends, and they would help get people to our actual shoots. So it's just working with whatever condition, wherever I'm at, and making the best out of that to get people excited to want to be involved with our videos. And even to this day, as you start creating really cool videos, people see that and then they're gonna wanna be in your videos. So you're just basically giving people a reason to wanna be in your videos for free. Now with that being said, let's just say you have a $0 budget to make something happen. You still have to figure out a way to get money to actually pay for food. If you can't pay your actors because you don't have the money at that time, get food, and that will at least make it not as bad, and that gets people excited just so they don't have to go the whole day without eating anything. So we always make sure, even when we have a $0 budget on certain shoots, or that they're not sponsored at all, we always have food. We take care of people, even if that means sometimes it's just plain old pizza. Shout out to Papa John's, not sponsored. But no, just that's kind of how you make things work, is just work with people, get them excited about your project, and Go in locations and make them look positive and awesome. When people see that, they're gonna wanna help you. I did a video in Kauai. I did it completely for free, not funded at all. I flew myself out there, so that did cost a little bit of money, but I was working on $0 budgets. I made Kauai look really pretty, and because of that, Kauai Tourism contacted me and they wanted me to do more things out there. So the more you make people and things look awesome, the more people wanna work with you, and that only makes your success to grow. So just keep that in mind with guerrilla filmmaking. You don't wanna make anyone mad. You wanna make things look as positive as possible. So there's your lesson today on guerrilla filmmaking. We also did a video on producing for bigger budgets. Thanks so much for watching. Over and out.
Yeah, wham, bam, super tramp. And I tipping up my hat while I boost the fans. And I hover up top, can you feel the noise? All the girls scream now cause they want the boys. Yo, making all the clouds looking like a big joke. When I run so fast and I sing so low. And you never wanna mess with me, you're just dissing me. I just set me free, so just stop.